Police are searching for James Collins,
Today, we are talking about Christopher Nolan's Tenet, released in 2021, the only movie that had like a regular theatrical release, in 2020, not 2021.
Yeah.
Like the best parts about Tenet, and like the best parts about, like outside of Interstellar, are like, I love the way he does like action and set pieces, and his commitment to making things feel kind of like as grounded as possible, in the sense that like, I feel like most of the visual effects in his movies feel I think the thing that is great about kind of like his movies and his visions of science fiction concepts in general, whether or not we're going into dreams or time or space, is that there is a lot of thought put into like what, in this movie it's debatable, but like what would things really look like? How would we perceive things? Like Interstellar, I can imagine going through a wormhole being like that.
His sense of spectacle being like something you can actually see, and something that makes sense, just as like an anomaly that you're witnessing. Like it doesn't look like a movie. The camera's not spinning around going crazy. I do like that aesthetic a lot, and that also speaks to that car chase we were talking about in The Dark Knight with like all that practical stuff. Like it really does go a long way. There's a reason that shootout at the end of Django Unchained is like my favorite scene in any movie. There's no CGI in that scene at all, except for like a wire or two. It's just all squibs.
I also think another thing that Christopher Nolan does really well, I think he's really good, not necessarily with the sound editing, but like the kind of the sounds he uses. The sound editing, like how he decides to play certain sounds and like certain like earworms and stuff, like how he decides to mix the score kind of like in with the Foley.
This score is great, by the way.
Yeah, in Tenet, it's fucking awesome. I
listened to the score well before I even like thought about actually seeing this movie. Because I'd always heard it was just okay. So I'm glad I've seen it at this point. I'm glad you showed me. But before I saw it, I always assumed I wasn't gonna like it.
Just like based off of people just going like
just general word of mouth.
It's more mid. Yeah, it sounds to me like just for listening to hear you talk about. It sounds to me like you are still, and it makes sense as far as like I've liked this movie more and more. I kind of hated this movie the first time I saw it.
I get it. Yeah.
I did
not hate it. This is my second viewing, I will say. I did not hate it. I think there's really good parts and really bad parts, and it all evens out to being fine.
That's fair. Every time I feel like I've watched this movie, I've equally found more things that I appreciate about it.
Yeah.
And more things that and more things that bother me, or things that make less sense.
Yeah.
It's like every time I learn more, I don't understand just as much.
It feels like when you're a little kid and you're watching a movie and you just can't follow the plot because it's like made for adults. That's what it feels like, except I am an adult. And listen, I'll be the first to admit, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I have a really hard time following plots sometimes, so maybe this movie is just poison for my brain. Because this is the hardest example of following a plot I think I've ever encountered. I just have a really hard time understanding what the hell is going on at any point and what anyone's talking about.
I feel like his movie. This movie is definitely the most extreme, especially of the most guilty of this with his movies in terms of
like Inception. I understood the whole time, and I had no problem understanding because he explained that very well, like visually. But this movie, the visuals confuse me more. Like the exposition confuses me more. Everything just makes me further from my like a sense of understanding of what's going on. The movie's almost trying to get you to stop even trying to understand it. Because honestly, like that lady says, just go with it. It's instinct. Like don't even if you don't understand it, that's fine. You're still gonna have a good time.
But yeah, no, that's Tenet. Is it streaming on anything? I want to see.
I don't know.
If it's free to stream on anything, then it's worth it. It's not. You have to rent it.
Damn.
I think it's worth a little rent.
Yeah.
With some...
The police are searching for James Collins.